from the podcast Rants Hollywood Talk. It's Grant's Rants, Small Talk.
There's this list that's on THRILLIST that I saw the other day ahead of the Real Housewives of New York premiere, and it's all 89 Real Housewives ranked.
Oh my god.
And it's this very, very intense list. So apparently this guy, Brian Moylan, who does recaps on Vulture,
Then I don't want to talk about it. Vulture is so mean to this industry, and I love it, but I hate it. And anyway, continue. I'll let you continue.
Anyway, he calls himself a Real Housewives anthropologist, which I thought was very funny. But I thought it would be fun if we just looked through some of the highlights of like the top 10 Real Housewives.
Let's do it.
That they rank on here. I don't know. Let's start with top 12.
What is it based on? This guy's
Opinion.
personal opinion.
Please, I can make a list and come next week and take a list of 12 people housewives.
I will say, though, I think that it's a very fair list for the most part, and I agree with a lot of his summations.
Is Teresa number one? Because she's not, then I'm...
Let me get through this list.
He may be the housewife anthropologist, but I am the housewife specialist, so I'm going to be judging this list equally. Go ahead.
All right, well, everybody, you can look on THRILLIST for yourself and judge for yourself, but I tend to agree with this list. So number 12 is Sheree Whitfield from Atlanta. 11, Sonia Morgan from the Real Housewife of New York. And then Kyle Richards is number 10. Number 9, Kenya Moore.
Really?
Okay.
I think that's legitimate. Luann is number 8, the
Luann.
Countess.
Don't count her out.
Number 7, the OG of the OC. And I found this quote to be funny. She can often be grating and ridiculous in a bad way, as opposed to ridiculous in a good way, like Ramona. Vicky is also responsible for the long national nightmare that is her ex-boyfriend, the grifter Brooks Ayers, who lied about having cancer.
Yeah, what a gem of a
Vicky
season.
gets extra credit for her daughter Brianna, the only actual human being to appear regularly on any of these shows. All right.
We do love her.
And then number 6, Ramona Singer. Number 5, Tamra Judge, though she hasn't been on quite as long as Vicky Gunvalson.
I agree with that.
In my opinion, Tamra is the ultimate OC housewife.
I agree, yes.
She's
the
always kept that show going.
Yep.
The hottest housewife,
She really
self-proclaimed.
I have she makes my heart rate.
Oh, I love
I
Tamra.
don't even know.
Tamra's real strength is her longevity. She always finds herself a storyline, whether it's feuding with
Yup.
Gretchen Rossi or converting to Christianity. She'll shift alliances on a dime just to stay relevant,
Yes.
and she will scream down a former friend as quickly as she'll embrace a foe. Number 4, Lisa Vanderpump. Lisa pulls off the amazing feat of living in an enormous estate in one of the nation's toniest zip codes with 6 swans, 2 mini ponies, nearly a dozen dogs, and one blah blah blah.
We know.
Side story, Lisa Vanderpump, at my birthday dinner, her dog ran under my table at Pump.
Oh my god, I love it.
It was,
And she couldn't have been any more rude and ice cold about it.
No, she was actually, Ken came up to us. We took a nice little picture with Jiggy.
Well, that's him.
Jiggy was wearing a Bravo jumpsuit.
what's she gonna do, jump up from
protect
her
his
dinner?
alopecia.
No, come on.
It was nice.
Could
They were
have
definitely...
acknowledged y'all, but...
Oh please, she was cordial, like she was
She
friendly.
looked at us.
Wasn't,
She
I didn't expect anything
we
else
just
from
feel
her.
like we've invested a lot in her and the rest of the housewives. Like I would expect her to kiss my
I
ass.
witnessed this and I was unimpressed, but go ahead.
Okay, anyway. Number 3, Miss Nene Leakes, the Real Housewife of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Number 2, who do we think number 2 is?
Bethany or
I'm
Teresa?
Bethany or Teresa.
It's both. It's Bethany and Teresa, no?
So number 2 is Bethany. Bethany started the single series and without a penny. She has now been married, had a child, gotten divorced, started a skin girl branding empire, starred in a spin-off, ended a spin-off, gotten a talk show, ended a talk show, and finally returned to the show that started it all. This time around, she's wiser and brasher than ever. And then there's a little bit of more about Bethany. And then number 1, the queen, Teresa Giudice.
Woo!
So he says, this is going to be controversial, but Teresa ticks off every single box for what makes an exemplary housewife. Her signature moment, flipping the table while screaming prostitution whore at Daniel's show, is debatably the defining moment of the entire franchise.
That's true.
Yeah.
However, Teresa is also responsible for instigating the brawl with Danielle at the Posh Fashion Show, the brawl at her nephew's christening, and the brawl at the reunion where she shoved the Housewives' founding father, Andy Cohen. She has a successful line of cookbooks and other sundry products, and a legion of loyal, if deranged, fans, and New Jersey is now wholly based on her family's squabbles. And of course,
unfortunately.
Teresa made national news when sentenced to a year in prison.
Oh yeah,
for
that
bankruptcy
happened.
and
Didn't
wrongdoing.
Oh yeah.
No sitting reality star has ever gone to and from a penitentiary. Teresa may not be a very good person and is certainly
She came out
not
with a yoga
an
body.
intelligent one.
Yeah.
But no one else espouses the various skills required to make excellent reality television quite like she does. So
Congratulations, Teresa, on being the top bitch.
yeah, exactly. So
This has been Grant's Rants Small Talk. Want more? Join the full conversation on Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and in the links below.